Hello, everybody, and welcome to Electric City Sentai Denzicaster right here on Geek Carolina. I'm your host, Mike, and this week I'm joined by the Chopsaki crew.
Woohoo!
What's up? You can still say your names.
Oh, William.
and I'm Josh, and I am screw it. I love Torigo.
Sorry for the clank you heard because the microphone's on the table here. So, folks. We have just got done watching the first episode. You know, usually we do 2 episodes of whatever we're watching per review episode we're doing. But this go-round for this series, which I have the sneaking suspicion we will continue with until it's done, because it's not that long.
Yes, sure.
We will be doing 1 episode per. We have just got done watching the first episode of Tokusatsu GaGaGa. This is, for the record, I guess this will be a first. This show is not actually a Tokusatsu show that we're reviewing here today. It's a comedy / drama.
I would actually say very much a slice of life drama.
Yeah. Well, actually,
man.
Apparently, it's actually classified as a comedy, with good reason.
Yep.
But it is a comedy that hour-long format. But the whole story revolves around a young office lady by the name of Kano Nakamura, who is a closet tokusatsu otaku, or for short, Toku Ota. We're obviously none of us are closet Toku Ota, because if we were, we wouldn't be on YouTube. But it's based on a manga of the same name, and chronicles Nakamura's struggle of being an office worker trying to keep her tokusatsu fandom a secret for whatever stigma it might cast upon her. So, if you want synopses of these episodes, I'm going to just say it like this. One, I believe, let's see here, it literally just went off the air in Japan like a week ago, as of when we're recording this. It lasted from January 18th until March the 1st of this year on television. So
it was like a miniseries or just like a 1 season?
It was just a 7-episode series.
Okay.
Because the series is so new and it was so damn funny, I'm not going to spoil too much. We're not going to go into a synopsis. Go find it and go watch it. Usual fan sub outlets will work just fine. So
that's how I watched the first episode, was from Methods.
Yes. Although I will say, apparently the news that it got a live action adaptation was broke, as far as I can tell, in the U.S. by Crunchyroll. So I would not be overly shocked at some point to see this wind up on Crunchyroll
as part of their live action drama.
Yeah. So,
section.
First impressions of Tokusatsu GaGaGa.
Something wrong with this show. Hey, it's still good, and it's very, very funny. Sorry, I forgot to silence something, so they were going to do that.
But my first impression was, wow, these made-up Toku sequences are really well produced.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Even the introduction.
And I love that. At first, there's the first one. And then you see the one that she liked when she was a kid, which was a completely made-up Metal Hero show.
Yeah. So I'm going to be honest here. I don't remember the name of the Sentai-esque show that they were going over. They only say it a handful of times. And
it's real wordy.
I'm not sure I could pronounce it even if I did. But Shishilio is the Red Ranger, for all intent and purpose, of that show. Mm-hmm. And as far as I can tell, that is, like, I guess, the currently airing Sentai-ish show in her world.
Yeah.
From being a child, she grew up watching a show called
Emmer Jason. Emmer Jason, yeah.
And Emmer Jason is, for all intent and purpose, feels like a cross between... really a cross between, like, Space Sheriff Scheider and Jan Person, and not everyone will get that reference, but
I get half of that.
I get half of that as well.
Jan Person was basically RoboCop, and then you had Space Sheriff Charivan, who was the red armored Space Sheriff, and the look was very similar to that.
Like a combination of the two of those.
Yeah, it's what it really felt like. Whereas the Super Sentai style show, the design borrows liberally from Geki Ranger, so that my cohorts here will know what I'm talking about. One of the benefits of our layout back here now, having all my DVDs on it, those costumes. Just imagine them in white.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Their powered up form, which they don't have a picture of here. This is the Jungle Fury DVD set. Their powered up form is white, and all the black sections turn to their Ranger color. So it's very reminiscent of that. And the helmet designs and everything are pretty much right there. So, the made up Toku sequences looked really cool. I like those. My first impression, it was, what if Akiba Ranger had actually posited itself as a drama instead of a tokusatsu show? That's what it felt like to me. Because it's obviously a love letter to tokusatsu and to tokusatsu fans. But at the same time, it's not what Akiba Ranger was, where Akiba Ranger was, they are so delusional that they think they are actually become a tokusatsu team, and they do through the course of the show. Here, it's, no, we're in the real world. She's just a diehard Toku fan, and is scared of being outed and is scared of the stigma
and ostracized. Yeah.
Josh, what do you think here?
I like a lot of just some of the little things, like the monster of the week, the karaoke screen monster, where he went away and then he's like, thank you, I hope you're having a nice evening. You're doomed!
Anything in this that just stood out for you as, this is really, really cool?
The transitions between her reality and her actual reality. Like, the parts where she would basically just have, like, the hallucinations, delusions, whatever you want to call them. I'm pretty sure they obviously have drugs for those kinds of things. She shouldn't be wandering around like that, but still.
Or Shishi Leo badgers her into doing the right thing.
By the way, look at that helmet, and that's basically Shishi Leo's helmet.
Yeah.
The bad guy from
the way it transitions from her basically being delusional into her being, like, going back into her actual reality, and so because and you can tell the drastic change in character where she's more confident in one and just, like, really scared in the other. I did like
but
that.
I would say interesting that is, even when she's at her most insecure in the workplace, her co-workers are like, wow, Nakamura is so together. She's so adult. She's such a good person.
Which I think that's one of the things I hope that the series gets around to. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. I hope that plays into sort of towards the finale of the show is a level of acceptance. All these people are looking at her from afar going, oh my God, she's so good at this, and she used to be admired, and so on and so forth. They're seeing what she does, not necessarily anything else.
Yeah.
And so, you judge somebody by deed in certain regards, and not by whatever they're a fan of per se. I really dug the karaoke scene myself. One of the things I really like about the show, aside from just seeing her, the whole show, damn near it, is Nakamura's inner monologue.
Yes.
I mean, that's 95% of the show, with a narrator jumping in from time to time to explain terminology, which I'm cool with that. I like the fact that it's a narrator explaining what these things are instead of the character explaining it. That way it feels more natural. Why would I explain in an inner monologue what something is when I know what it is? So I like that. It seems to fit just fine.
With the narrator, that means that the narrator is narrating a show about a girl that's talking about another show. So it's a show within a show about another show.
Stop. Yes, it's narraception.
Yes. It's Tokuception.
Yes.
I hate you guys. I say hey.
I will also say they went pretty far with making the shows she likes tonally different in the way they look and sound. We presume, based off, like, just looking at it, we would assume that she's probably in her 20s.
Yeah.
So that means she grew up watching these shows in probably the 90s.
Yeah.
So when you see the Jason design and you hear the music and you see the effects for the way he looks on screen, it looks very 90s. Whereas when you see Shishileo and his comrades in the Sentai style show, it looks very present day, and it sounds it. So they're paying a lot of attention to detail. NHK is where this airs. NHK gave a budget apparently to this show, and I dig that. Any characters or anything outside of the main character herself, because damn if she ain't the focus of the show.
Yeah.
That stand out that you like, that you hope gets explored more, because you said you've only seen like the first 2 episodes.
I've seen the first 2.
Okay, so we're gonna keep watching this one, I think.
Like I said, I'm really interested in seeing the developing relationship between Nakamura and Toriga Girl.
Okay, yeah.
Which they definitely hit on that more in the next episode.
Yeah.
Without giving away anything away. But
well, I mean, you saw that in the coming
the
next time, coming next trailer.
I liked the Damien kid.
I did too.
The kid that was supernaturally aware, like perceptive of what she was doing.
And you know the thing is, no, he wasn't. The crap was obvious. He saw her put the money in. She's carrying around the gashapon balls. It wasn't supernatural anything. The kid's not Sherlock Holmes. It's just, I think when she's in that moment hiding, she just gets that stupid. And it's like anything when you are trying to hide an aspect of yourself or an aspect of your life. What?
Or I'm just spitballing here. But maybe it was his plan all along.
What? That it was Damien's plan all along?
Yeah, just to catch somebody let somebody, to just keep playing over.
Oh, to let somebody mine the machine so he can get the Shissy Leo.
Well, that's
exactly. I'm just saying.
That's possible.
Oh god, he's gonna grow up to be like one of them crate dudes that show up at toy store.
Yeah, he's gonna be that guy that shows up on Hot Wheels Day.
Oh god.
Oh.
So, if you've ever worked in a toy store on Hot Wheels Day, you know. So. No, but it's just, to me, she comes off as one of those where she's trying so hard to hide it that she can't.
Yeah.
So.
But that's like kind of the charm of it, though.
It is. How about you, Will? You said we got the Damien kid, we got the relation. I like the male lead, whose name I wish I could remember. I don't see it on the list here because I'm going to assume that it's not Yoshida. Yeah, because that's a female. So the male lead who rides the train with her, the subway, which feels like he so desperately wants to be the romantic interest. And she is so consumed with initially Toriger Girl that she's completely ignoring him.
It's kind of a good point where she's like, Toriger Girl, notice me, and the male lead's like, Nakamura, please notice me.
Yeah. I almost feel like the two ways to go with this: either he's the one, either he's the one that will be the one to accept her, or he's the one where it will all crash and burn, or he too is a Tokusatsu fan and just isn't admitting it.
He's trying not to admit it.
Yeah. And the only reason I thought about that last one was he saw the Shishileo charm after the whole discussion in the office with it doesn't matter what the mascot character is as long as it's cute.
And he did make the comment, maybe you've got too many mascots on your purse.
Yeah.
And then he was immediately drawn to the Shishileo. So.
Yes. Anything about the show that just strikes you as, I'm not sure about this?
The amount of psychosis she probably had.
There was one thing, and this was mainly as an English viewer the first time, the one joke about where they were seeing if she wanted to play this really popular song, and it was like Saka action or something like that, and where then she had the thought of the fish man, and I was like, some of the jokes might get kind of lost in translation if they don't explain it with the narration. That's really the only thing.
and that's where it falls, I guess, onto the subbers and the subbers' own taste as to whether or not they'll do it. The version we're watching, I will not, as is our policy, I don't tell you where we get these from. But and the only reason for that is because if you like these things and you go out and seek the fan subs, please feel free to do so. But there are some places out there where you can find these, and where we find what we watch on this show that either do have or through association have engaged in piracy, and we don't condone that.
Mm-hmm.
But the particular version we're watching popped up subtitles to explain part of the joke. You just had to catch it because it was quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's anything about the show that just makes me go, eh. Maybe some of the stuff where they have effects going off on her when she's not necessarily in a delusional state. Like there's the part at the beginning where she's in her apartment watching, all of a sudden she has this aura around her for no damn good reason whatsoever.
It's the aura of her geeking out, I imagine.
Mean, she was going from Super Saiyan to apparently Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, I don't know, it turned purple, whichever one that is. I don't watch Dragon Ball Super. But that's probably the only thing I kind of looked at and went, eh. And maybe, I don't know why I don't know why this bothers me just a touch. Maybe they hit some of the gags a little too hard. Like there's to me it's cool, but I can see where someone else would look at it and go, oh geez, really, and just think it's cheesy. When she gets confronted by the karaoke monster and she's getting chased in her head, she's getting chased in what she's imagining, and of course it's a rock quarry. Of course it is. Of course all the foot soldiers go, ee! Yeah, of course, because of course they do. That might be the one thing where I kind of sat there and was like, a little on the nose there, folks. I thought it was great, but I can see where other people wouldn't. Are we watching more of this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I have not seen Will Hill this excited about a show we watch on here, like, ever. Because
I like comedies, man. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Well, I thought it was hilarious because I was very hard for me to read at first whether you were liking this or not, because you have a tendency to laugh at stuff that you don't like, too.
Yeah.
And at one point, literally sitting there going, what the hell is wrong with this show?
And one thing I would say is that if there are quite a few dramas, like comedic dramas, that Netflix basically produced, one of which is a highlight that, unfortunately, it was a review that me and RJ did, but my phone basically crashed and lost the footage. But it was a show called Sweet Salary Man Shuntaro.
Oh my god, I want to watch
basically folks, that's on Netflix. I wholeheartedly suggest that, and definitely will be putting a review of it up on our channel at some point in the future.
We'll have it on a future edition of Chop Sake at some point, I'm sure. The only thing that I think, I thought of one other thing I don't know that I like. There were parts of the episode I felt kind of dragged because we watched one episode. It's a 7-episode series, but the episode was like an hour long. And so there were parts of it where I kind of sat there and I thought what you thought for a second, because you said this was only one episode.
Because me,
I really felt that way.
I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it does pacing wise. I mean, especially when we've been watching, you watch nothing but like 25-minute episodes. Right. An hour-long episode is going to be a little jarring.
Yeah, if you're not expecting it. So that would probably be my only cautionary thing going into this, is when you start watching the show, know going in, the episodes are about an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour.
About 50 minutes if a little over 52 minutes if they stick to the whole thing of each commercial break is 2 minutes 50 seconds, 2 minutes,
something like that. Yeah.
And then the both, because I noticed like there was a commercial break and then there was no end and then there was another commercial break and I was like, wait, this is longer than 30. Okay.
Well, I mean, hour-long show, so two commercial eye catchers. So yeah.
So, anything we're looking forward to or looking at going forward that we're really excited about for this show, other than yes, please, more of this,
more delusions.
Have you not seen all of Akiba Ranger?
I've never seen Akiba Ranger.
Oh Lord.
We'll have to next time Sam's back with us. You'll have to join us for our Akiba Ranger discussion.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Akiba Ranger.
Well, trust me, Sam doesn't know all about it either.
Yeah, for real.
And I don't either, so it'll be three of us not knowing all about it.
I know, me and Sam tend to argue on camera a lot.
Great television.
That's fine.
So it just means Josh will be sitting between you.
I'll just be like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We can all disagree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. It's okay.
And Josh, what are you looking forward to going forward?
I really just want to, I really want to see the, just her finding more Odas. Like, I want to see the Cheeton or Cheedron or the
Yeah, I think the cheetah, the yellow.
I want to see the fan of the yellow.
Yes.
I want to see who likes the Yellow Ranger.
Okay.
And also, if that theory is correct, that they're going in the opposite way of the show, and so because instead of two dudes and a female, it'd be two females and a dude.
Yeah, it would be interesting if that's the case. So I'm looking forward to it too, just to see what happens, because obviously there have to be more fans out there. She's going to have to find some. Otherwise, this is going to be a really boring, repetitive 7-episode series.
Oh, so, one final thing. I want to hear more about the overly thuggish snack shop manager.
Yes.
Because he comes out and he looks. This man looks hardcore.
What was it? Naraba, something like that.
Something like that.
Well, it's
Matsumoto
Snacks.
Yeah, Matsumoto's Snacks.
But the guy's name started with an N, and I can't remember it. Yes, I want to see more about the thuggish owner. Please let him. He needs to be yellow.
I want to see a relationship develop between Nakamura and the thuggish sweet shop manager.
Yes, there we go. All right, folks. If you like this, you want to see us talk about it more, it's probably going to happen anyway. But let us know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, just let us know why. If you want to help us out here at Geek Carolina, you can do that at the store links that are down below in the description. You will find those there for our Cafe Press and Redbubble stores. And, of course, we would love for you to subscribe to the channel and check us out on all the social media. Share, like, subscribe, all those things that you do here on Facebook. You can check out these two gents on episodes of Chop Saki Cinema. Dead or Alive month will be coming at some point in the hopefully not too terribly distant future. Doing the Dead or Alive Mickey trilogy and the One Ue Bowl movie. You're welcome, folks. That one's on me.
That one's gonna hurt, folks. But then again, I mean, when we started this channel, yes, you buy the tickets, we'll take the ride.
I'm gonna say my favorite review y'all have done at this point was Fist of the North Star. I'm looking forward to that quality of review coming up. So
No, just end it now.
and of course more Denzicaster will be coming, of course, in the upcoming weeks. And don't forget to check out Rage Quit Radio with our Power Rangers SPD-inspired role-playing game Delta Squad, where I'm the GM, and Josh is our one of our Rangers as Ao Okami, our Syrian Ranger, same species as Doggy Crew. Check that out. It's a whole lot of fun, and you can help our heroes when you do that, too. Just follow the instructions you see on screen, folks. So, folks, until next time, I'm Mike.
William.
I'm Josh.
And we'll see you next time on Denzicaster.
Yes, sir.
GaGaGa.